Do you know how chocolate was first discovered? Or when did people first realize that cacao beans could be made into something tasty? It all started 4,000 years ago in a place that is now modern-day Mexico. Ancient Mesoamerica, roughly between 1500 BCE and 1500 CE, is broadly divided into three major civilizations, each separated by their geography and time period. These include the Olmecs, the Maya, and the Aztecs. It should be noted that these are just the major players. There were many other Mesoamerican civilizations throughout this time and region. The Olmecs are considered to be the first major civilization in Mesoamerica, and possibly the cradle of civilization in the Americas. Little is known about them due to their mysterious disappearance around 400 BCE, but evidence suggests that they had a profound understanding of the natural world. The Olmecs were aware of the healing properties of various plants and herbs, and it was they who were likely the first to discover the medicinal qualities of the cacao bean. It is speculated that they used the sweet pulp around the beans to ferment an alcoholic beverage. This drink, along with the cacao fruit, may have been used in religious ceremonies or as a form of currency. They also likely consumed it as a bitter drink during rituals or for medicinal purposes. However, the Olmec's use of the cacao plant remains shrouded in mystery, and historians can only speculate about the extent of their knowledge and practices. The next Mesoamerican civilization, the Maya, held a deep reverence for the cacao plant, which they referred to as the drink of the gods. Archaeological evidence indicates that the Maya were cultivating cacao trees as early as 1000 BCE. They believed that the cacao tree was sacred and that the beans were a gift from the gods. According to Maya mythology, the god Itzamna gave cacao to humans after the destruction of the first Maya city, allowing them to create a new settlement. As such, the Maya associated the cacao plant with rebirth and renewal. They celebrated the new year with a ritual where a young girl dressed as the goddess of cacao climbed a pyramid carrying a pot of Xocolatl, the Maya chocolate drink, and poured it on the ground to nourish the earth. The preparation of the chocolate drink was a meticulous process. First, the cacao pods were carefully picked from the tree, and then the beans were extracted, cleaned, and roasted. After grinding them into a bitter, frothy paste, the Maya mixed the resulting liquid with water, cornmeal, and chili peppers. The Maya often flavored their beverages with the achiote tree, vanilla, flowers, maize flour, chili pepper, salt, and even other foods. Although archaeologists have found evidence of Maya consuming chocolate in its unmixed form, they mostly drank it mixed with corn liquor, a type of Mexican corn beer. The Maya elite enjoyed sipping it through a special straw while sitting in a reclining chair, while commoners prepared and served it in earthenware cups. The Aztecs, who dominated central Mexico in the 13th to 16th centuries, inherited the Maya's reverence for cacao. Like the Maya, the Aztecs viewed cacao as a divine gift and believed that the beans were a symbol of wealth and power. The Aztecs used the cacao bean as a form of currency, and each bean represented one day's work. They traded chocolate with neighboring tribes and used it as a payment for goods and services. Montezuma maintained a special guard whose sole duty was to collect cacao beans from merchants traveling to Tenochtitlan, the Aztec capital. They also used the beans as offerings to the gods and as gifts for those who had distinguished themselves in war or in service to the empire. Despite its value as a commodity and a symbol of power, chocolate was not exclusive to the elite classes in Aztec society. Peasants and commoners could purchase it with their earnings and enjoy it as a beverage and a source of energy. However, the Aztecs did not consume chocolate in its pure form, but rather mixed it with chili peppers, cornmeal, and other ingredients to create a thick, spicy drink that resembled hot chocolate. As mentioned before, the Aztecs believed that cacao was a gift from the gods, and they named it Xocolatl, meaning bitter water. The name is derived from the Nahuatl word Xochitl, which means flower, and atl, which means water. The Aztecs believed that the drink had magical powers and could cure all illnesses except for one. It could not cure the sting of a scorpion's tail. For centuries, chocolate remained unknown in Europe. But in the 16th century, everything changed. In 1502, the Spanish explorer and conquistador Vasco Núñez de Balboa discovered the Pacific Ocean from the highest peak in Panama. This marked the first contact between the Old World and the New World, and opened the door for European exploration and colonization of the Americas. Soon after, in 1519, Hernán Cortés set out to conquer the Aztec Empire. He and his men arrived in the Aztec capital of Tenochtitlan in 1519 and encountered Montezuma II, the Aztec emperor. During their stay, Cortés and his men were served chocolate by the Aztecs, and they were intrigued by the drink and its unique taste and cultural significance. However, it was Cortés who is most often credited with introducing the drink to the Spanish court in 1528. Upon his return to Spain, he brought with him samples of the cacao beans and the knowledge of how to prepare the drink. Initially, the Spanish were not fond of the bitter, spicy Mesoamerican chocolate and struggled to adapt to its unique flavor. However, they soon began adding sugar, honey, and other familiar spices like cinnamon and vanilla to the mix, which made it more palatable to their refined European tastes. Soon after, chocolate became a popular drink among the Spanish nobility and eventually spread to other European royal courts. For centuries, chocolate remained a drink. It wasn't until the Industrial Revolution in the 19th century that the modern chocolate bar was created. In 1828, Dutch chemist Conrad Johannes van Houten invented the cocoa press. This machine could squeeze cocoa butter from roasted cacao beans, leaving behind a fine cocoa powder. In 1847, the British company J.S. Fry & Sons used the newly invented cocoa press to produce a solid form of chocolate by combining cocoa powder, cocoa butter, and sugar. This marked the beginning of the solid chocolate bar as we know it today. The invention of the chocolate bar allowed for a convenient and portable form of chocolate that could be enjoyed anywhere. This was especially popular with children and led to chocolate becoming a common treat in households across Europe and North America. In 1875, Swiss chocolatier Daniel Peter and his friend Henry Nessel developed a way to add dried milk powder to chocolate, creating a smoother, creamier, and sweeter product. This innovation led to the creation of milk chocolate. Peter and Nessel's invention revolutionized the chocolate industry and made it possible to create a wide variety of chocolate products, including chocolate bars, truffles, and other confections. Milk chocolate quickly became popular and remains one of the most common types of chocolate enjoyed today. From its humble beginnings as a bitter drink in ancient Mesoamerica to its evolution to a beloved treat enjoyed by millions, the story of chocolate is a fascinating journey through time. I hope you found the history of chocolate interesting. Until next time, don't forget to treat yourself to some.